Kim, obviously this is a very difficult day. How are you processing it, and what are you thinking about in this moment in our pal Colleen Jones?
Well, my first thought would be she would be the very best person to be standing where I am right now. She would know what to say, how to act, how to make everyone feel better about it. So she'd say, you know what, just celebrate me. I lived more than most people did in my 65 years, and she wouldn't be cracking her voice. She'd say, Kim, that's one of the rules of journalism. Don't be crying during the interview.
You had a front row seat to her greatness. What did you learn from Colleen?
Oh my God, so many things. I always say I learned how to win, but it sounds really cliche, but to say I learned how to live life bigger and life fuller. And her sister said to me yesterday, and she knew time was near, and she said, man, Colleen, just like, and even to the end, she fought tooth and nail to stay in this world. She would have loved to be here right now. She would just love it. And Monica said, you know what, we have to learn a lesson from that and live life large too.
Kim, she was a trailblazer. She wanted to master the trifecta: a great curler, a great mom, and a great broadcaster. How did she do?
She did so well, and she did it her own way. And not to say she didn't do it in sometimes hairy, crazy manner. The girl is completely unorganized. But she just did it with such love of life and love of living. She said, life is beautiful. So I think she nailed it.
How would you capture what she did for curling?
Well, I think the testament is the reaction to today. And then you hear, sometimes when the person's living, you keep those things to yourself because you think you either have time to tell them or, but just from the reaction today, all you have to do is listen to what everybody says out there. She was a legend, an icon, a friend. So many teams showed up. The men's teams, it's not their turn at the draw, to just support the greatness that she was and the legend she was. I think she was a person in the world that left a big footprint, but in curling, I don't know if anyone will leave a bigger one. And so many, just because she impacted from all levels, like Devin said, as a person, as a curler, and from a media point of view. And she loved the game. It was in her DNA, as she would say.
Why was she a natural at passing along what she coaching, mentoring, like that sort of thing, being a leader in that way?
I think because it was authentically oozing out of her. So you couldn't help but have it brush off on you. It was like she wore it, and if you got close to her, it hopped on you. I think it was like that. That's what she did for me.
Do you have a favorite on ice moment that stands out?
Oh, there's been a couple where it was more off ice where she would talk about must makes, but then on ice, there was, I guess, one of the worlds, and she just, I can't even explain it, but it was a shot that had to be made. We're discussing it, and she just would look at me and go, "We're calling this. You're doing it." And yeah, so it wasn't one moment. It was more she made me believe that I could be great too.
Kim, last one for me. How would Colleen want to be remembered, and what are you going to miss most?
Oh, this one's always a really hard one. How would she want to be remembered? I think as an authentic soul who wasn't perfect, no human is, but that just did her best to be her best. I know that doesn't really do her justice, but I think she'd just want to be remembered as someone who cared a whole lot about people. Like, she could be tough exterior when you saw her as a competitor, and sometimes she didn't love her competitive self because she wasn't allowed to show that huge compassionate side. Like I said, when someone was in trouble or needed, or a situation like this, she would be the one to cheer me up and bring you out of it. Devin can speak to that really well. And I think that that's what she would want people to remember her as, a warm, compassionate, caring human. And I think what I would miss most is all of her. Just her.
She was a high profile.
Just a sec.
Oh, yeah, that's okay.
You're making my mascara run. Okay.
She was a high profile reporter. She was a high profile curler. How was she able to bring those two together?
I think she just did it. That's what she loved, and that's what she did. Like when she would do, I would say 3 things at once. She'd do 7 things at once. You know, she'd come to practice. We'd be at practice. She'd have to have her story in for, let's say, 4 o'clock. It's now 1:45, and she goes, I gotta run. Shoop, out the door she'd go with half her stuff, maybe a shoe back there. And she would be looking for her story on the way to where she was going and kind of just find it. And it would be great. But that's what she did. She just lived moment to moment and just did it. She believed that it would just work. I'll just figure that out, and, you know, yeah. I mean, she did get stressed. She stressed me way more than she stressed. But
Beautiful, Kim.